Good evening, everyone. I would like to now invite the candidates to come to the stage and sit in the order in which you appear on the ballot. While they're doing that, I would like to share with the audience, as Lori had already mentioned, that the process to determine the order is a random draw and in no way reflects who may be the best or least candidate for the board. The procedure we will follow tonight is that I will first introduce all the candidates, asking them to stand briefly while their name is called. I will then go back to each candidate and allow them to address the audience, sharing a little about themselves and why they are running for a position on the Board of Education. After each candidate has had the opportunity to do so, we will open the floor to questions. Questions will be alternated between any pre-submitted questions and questions from those attending this session in person. Questions must be applicable to all 4 candidates and will be screened for their appropriateness. In addition, questions similar in topic will be consolidated. Please be aware that all candidates will be given the opportunity to answer all questions, regardless of whether the questions were asked of a specific candidate. For this reason, we are asking all candidates to keep your responses brief so we may answer as many questions as possible in the time allotted. We have allotted 40 minutes this evening for the candidate forum portion of the meeting. When we reach the 40-minute mark, regardless of which candidate is answering a question, all candidates will be permitted to answer that question, and then we will close the hearing. This year, we have 3 three-year board member terms open and 4 candidates running for these 3 positions. In the Churchville-Chili district, candidates run at large, which means the 3 candidates with the most number of votes will fill the 3-year terms. When they turned in their candidate petition, each candidate also turned in answers to the same set of questions. Their responses are printed in the District Link newsletter and have also been made available on the district website located on the Business Department webpage under the Budget Development tab. I will now introduce each of the candidates, asking them to stand momentarily and then go back to each one and allow them to address the audience. In ballot order, we have Catherine Arzwaga, Jonathan Payne, Alicia Nagel, and Colleen Parker. So, Catherine, can you please provide a brief introduction and identify why you are interested in serving on the Board of Education?
Sure. Good evening, everyone. Just going to move this closer. So my name is Catherine Arzwaga. I am a resident of Churchville-Chili for the past 12 years. I have a first grader and a third grader at Fairbanks, and my husband works in the middle school. I am an educator for the past 24 years. I've worked for the Rochester City School District. I was a kindergarten teacher for 15 years, a mentor coach for 9 years, and then I recently started an administrative job for the early childhood program. I have decided to run and serve the Churchville-Chili community if elected on the board. Sorry, it's much easier to talk to children. For children and for our students, and I want to advocate for all students so that they feel successful both academically and socially, and I believe investing in our future, and our students are our future, and they're our future in Churchville-Chili community. So if we do not advocate for our students, then we are not advocating for our community as well. And so that is my why, are the students of Churchville-Chili community.
Thank you. John?
Thank you, Michelle. You didn't define what brief is, but I'll try to do my best. My name is Jonathan Payne. I am a current board member. This is finishing up my 6th year here on the school board for Churchville. My wife Erica and I have been in the district for 19 years. She is a ELL teacher at the Village Elementary School. We have 3 children together. Our son Silas is graduating this year, and then we have 2 daughters. Mercy is in 10th grade, and Eden is in 7th grade. I also volunteer in the community. I'm a volunteer soccer coach for both of my daughter's soccer teams here in Chili, and our family is active in our church at Calvary Assembly here in Chili as well. So we're very vested in the district. A big reason I wanted to be on the board was to give back. I think that's a big thing, is to be a servant for the community, to not only look out for our students, but our staff. And that's not just teachers, that's also our support staff, from bus drivers to janitors to our nurses, and also to our community members. Like we just had an example for our retirees, for our taxpayers that don't have anybody in the school system anymore or ever, and looking out for their tax dollars as well. So it's definitely a whole process of looking at the community and wanting to be a voice for them. So that is why I'm looking for a third term as a board member.
Thank you, John. Alicia?
Hi, good evening. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Alicia Nagel, and I've lived in this district for over 31 years. 2 of our girls attend CES, and the third is in the middle school. It's exciting to watch them grow in the schools my husband and I graduated from. As one of your representatives over the last 3 years, I've learned and continue to learn as I devote myself to this district. My goals are to contribute to the maintenance and improvement, where and when needed, of the quality education, opportunities, and experiences that Churchville-Chili provides, that every student has an overall positive experience here, that staff are supported, and that parents in the community are represented. You're probably wondering whether or not I'm deserving of your vote, so here's a little bit more about me to help you decide. My career began as a nurse. Shortly after attaining my nurse practitioner degree, I took a position on the medical record training team as a trainer. I moved to an instructional designer, followed by various management promotions, and for the last 2 years, I've served as the director of that 59-person team, managing both staff and projects. Though training is not the same as education, there are many things that have translated. My medical training and management background has proven helpful in my role as a board member. As a member of a team, I understand the importance of working together to reach consensus and presenting a unified message regardless of differences in opinion. That allowing for those differences during discussions is crucial to representing this district and acting on behalf of all of you. In both roles, I have come to appreciate feedback. Having an opportunity to read and listen to the issues and topics that are important to you have allowed me to better serve you and advocate more effectively. This board position has allowed me to extend my work ethic, team-oriented nature, and passion for process improvement to this district. Allowed this opportunity, I will continue to work with integrity and dedication. So thank you, and I hope to serve you again as a board member.
Thank you, Alicia. Colleen?
Hello, everyone. I'm Colleen Parker. I am a school psychologist. I've been working in my local district for the last almost 20 years, serving as a middle school, secondary school psychologist. I have lived in the Churchville-Chili community for about 12 years. My husband is from the Churchville-Chili community, and so when we wanted to decide when we wanted to raise our family here, we kind of explored and we realized that we wanted to, my husband convinced me and said that Churchville-Chili is really a lovely community. He enjoyed his school experience here as when he was a student here, and we both decided to raise our family here. We have 2 children. We are currently riding the wave of adolescent development in our house. We have a 6th grader and a freshman. So my daughter's in 6th grade here at the middle school, and my son is a freshman at 9th grade academy. I thought a lot about why do I want to be a part of the district in this way, in this community, and serving as a board member. I have worked a lot with kids and families my entire career. I'm very passionate about education, about advocating, about supporting all students, about supporting the parents, making sure that there is access and equity to services and supports, understanding that education, and I'm kind of, working in the role that I am currently, I understand a lot of the challenges that educators face, that families face, and kids face, and I'd like to make a positive impact. And I know that, I'm one person, I'm one individual, but I'm very cognizant that it's a team-based approach, and that working collectively, like with fellow board members, with community members, with educators, with families, and partnering them is very, very, very important. And it's something that I value in the work that I do and how I kind of just sort of function and lead in my family and in my community. So Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Colleen. John, we're going to start the next question with you. Can you please identify one main issue that you deem to be a priority for the district in the next 3 years?
A big priority for our district and a lot of districts here in the county is staff retention. It's hiring and keeping qualified staff for our students. And it's been a struggle since coming out of COVID, trying to get back to normalcy and everything like that, with trying to attract that staff that's going to help our district thrive the way it does. So whether it's getting creative with the board, to help keep this a place that people want to come and they want to stay to work with. I think that's a huge thing that, again, not only seeing here in Churchville, but seeing across the county. And again, we all know from our lives, teachers that impacted us, whether it was a teacher, a librarian, an administrator, someone that we look back fondly upon. So they're what helps make this district go. So the district trying to figure out how to attract and keep qualified staff is definitely one of the biggest issues we have for the next few years.
Okay, thank you, John. Alicia?
There are many. I would say especially because we are introducing a new superintendent to the district, outlining very clear goals and a strategic plan that everybody can use to guide decisions and priorities for the district.
Okay. Colleen?
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with both of what you have said. I think that making sure that the educational community, that our educators have the resources and tools that they need to address the needs of all learners. So ensuring that the students, their academic, their social emotional, their cultural needs are addressed. There's a lot, there's a big load that schools and our district face in terms of serving all, and so I think it's hard to select just one, but I agree with John and with Alicia as well, and also making sure that we are addressing and resourcing for our educators what is it that they need to deliver the instruction that's appropriate for all.
Okay, thank you. Catherine?
Sure. I agree with all three of you, and I think what we're seeing is multifaceted, and they're all intertwined. And we want to ensure that students receive a high-quality education with the changing demands in education, while also meeting the needs of our community. And we just saw in this presentation that was a big focus of our Board of Education, of thinking about all those key pieces. And when we think about change, we have to work as a team with our community and all stakeholders to be creative and navigate this with our why still, and that's our students. So what are pieces that we as a community can support the school? Are there creative outside thinking solutions that can support our students both academically and socially? We say that we are out of the pandemic, but I think what we also heard is there is specific need of our younger students, because there's just we're just learning the effects of what we had realized post-COVID. So I think there's a lot of key issues, and I think we just have to navigate these next couple years gracefully and acknowledge that we have to look at the big picture.
Okay, thank you. Alicia, we're going to start the next question with you. This is a question that was pre-submitted. School safety is at the top of everyone's mind, it seems. My children have witnessed fights and they're only in 6th and 10th grade. Both children still talk about how frightening it was to see them. What role do you have as a school board member in empowering our school leaders to deal with the violence as well as the root causes of the violence that we're seeing in our schools today?
This was actually one of the items that I had put in my bio. I think that what we're seeing, though it has improved since COVID drastically, we are still seeing behaviors and a lot of repeat offenders, I will say, for lack of a better term. So I think it's identifying how can we really assist those children to provide a safe environment for everyone, and that is not just safety, it's providing an effective learning environment for everyone. A lot of these instances are they are impeding on that learning environment. And so we have to make sure that our staff and our students feel safe, and that we have proper methods to help kids improve.
Okay. And Colleen?
Yeah, just thinking about that. So you have like structural sort of safety, right? And you have like routines and procedures that are that are for safety procedures, and like we practice that and we drill that with our students and with our teachers, right? But then we also have what's called like psychological safety and emotional safety, and how do we kind of drill and develop and train those skills like in our young people, and also what are the methods that are appropriate to then help the adults like train and develop those skills in our young people. So I think that they go hand in hand. So when I think about students who are struggling with their like emotional regulation and they are struggling with their communication, they need more support, and the teachers need more support in addressing how do I help this child in that moment of crisis, right? And then also, how do I help the learners who are experiencing, that child's like moment of crisis, right? And crisis is an opportunity for change and growth and for teaching. And part of that is working on developing solutions, and in terms of, I can speak from a school psychologist perspective, but also, and working with educators, but also thinking about the question in terms of like the role of a Board of Education member. It would be to collaborate and look to the leaders, listen to the teachers, be visible, present, to understand like what is happening in our learning environment and what are some new methods or new supports that staff and the kids need. Because kids would do well if they can, but we have to figure out what's happening to help address the need.
Okay, thank you. Catherine?
I completely agree with Colleen, and I think we have to remind ourselves behavior is a form of communication, so we have to wonder why and what is happening and really get to the root cause of why are these behaviors happening, what is happening in the environment, what might be happening outside of the environment, how can we support students, how can we support staff to meet those ever-changing needs. As a teacher, this is something that I live on a daily basis, asking questions, wondering, researching. As a parent, I unfortunately have not navigated that conversation because I still have a first and a third grader, but I know that the society has changed, and so we have to really take a deep look at why are these behaviors happening and start asking questions and talking to children and talking to families and talking to the community to find resources to support our children, because they're telling us something when the behaviors are happening.
Okay, John.
First off, I'm very proud that we have Bill Sanborn as our security director here. He's been very forward-thinking, very professional, very steadfast in a lot of things that he's brought to our district to help modernize the way we go about our safety and our security. Obviously, there's going to be issues. We have no more issues than other school districts. I'm also proud that our community, a few years back, approved a school resource officer with the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, so that we have Deputy Derek Gettle alongside to partner with our security staff to build relationships with a lot of these kids, especially like Alicia said, some of those frequent flyers, to develop relationships with them, to work with them, because unfortunately there are consequences for choices, and the real world is a tough place, and so there's consequences whether good or bad. So at the same time, there's those consequences, but as a district we also have to do right by those, like I said, frequent flyers, or those kids that maybe make a bad choice that day. That what restorative practices do we have for them? Counselors, social workers. We have a lot of resources now available to those students to help get them back to a place where they can be a functioning student with the rest of the student body.
Okay, thank you. How are we doing on time? 5 minutes. Okay, so do we have any questions from the audience that anybody would like to ask? All right, we're going to do one more question. Colleen, we're going to start with you. As a member of the community, what makes you proud of the Churchville-Chili School District?
That's a great question. So as a member of the community, what makes me proud is that I believe my experience that I have like with my own kids, that the district really has the best interests of our students in mind, and I'm proud of the fact that that the district is working to really produce like the whole child, right? Our job isn't just to drill in academics, but to create a well-rounded citizen, young person, and that's something that I'm proud of, that the district is really, you can tell that the district spends a lot of time with intention building the skills in the youth and adolescents.
Okay. Catherine?
There's so many reasons to be proud. It's hard to choose one. I would have to say the UPK program. I had the opportunity to join the planning committee when it first started, not as an educator, which is my role in the city school district, but as a parent, to have conversations, to collaborate, to work with different stakeholders, and to navigate adding this to Churchville-Chili. And I think that is our foundation, is starting young and building brains. Birth to 5 is so important, and if we have that strong foundation, it will just continue to impact students throughout their whole career. And so I am extremely proud to hear that we're adding more classrooms for UPK, because I am a proud proponent of that program.
Okay. And John?
I'm proud of the experience that Churchville-Chili provides to our students. We live in a very cynical society, and 16 years as a police officer, I've definitely seen the uglier side of civilization. But I mean, this school is pretty awesome, the district overall. I mean, we had 2 kids, I don't know who knows this, but we had 2 kids that applied to MIT. 1 kid was accepted. We had another student that got accepted at the Naval Academy, first time a Churchville-Chili student has ever been accepted there. We have some awesome kids that are going to go on and do some great things as representatives of Churchville, and we focus a lot on the negative aspects of, you know, this or that, and I understand those things, and we've got to address those and make those better, but we've also got to start highlighting some of these phenomenal kids that we've got. And even on the other end of the spectrum, we've got kids that are going into trades. We've got kids that are excelling at Womoco and going to go out and be carpenters and be contractors and electricians and build those homes and build that infrastructure for our future. We have one of the best music programs in the state. We have athletic facilities that are phenomenal. We have some very good athletic programs as well. But we have a lot of different aspects and those experiences, again, that we provide for our kids, and that they can come out of this community and you know, really do something and shine, that people are going to be like, hey, oh, you're that Churchville-Chili grad, and they're going to start to know what this district can provide.
Okay, thank you. Alicia?
Having been a graduate and experienced this with friends and seeing where we have all went, and what we have done with the education that we received from here and the opportunities and experiences that we've had from here is quite amazing. Experiencing it as a parent again, coming back to the school and walking the halls, the facilities are phenomenal. I continue to hear from other teachers, coaches at other districts, how amazing our facilities are. Just from the elementary level, having my kids go through, the fact that there's so many activities and gatherings to start building relationships young, so people have a place and people they can relate to, and not just the students but the families. I think that's amazing. Continuing those experiences. There's just so many other programs. When I walk around the halls here, I'm amazed that I am a graduate of this school, and I'm so excited that my kids will hopefully be as well.
Okay. Do we have time for one more, or are we done? One more? Okay. Say one more. Okay. So Katie, we'll start with you. Do you have any last thing that you would like the community to be aware of?
I'm just excited to have this opportunity to serve the community, but also the students and families. I enjoy collaborating and having conversations with others and gaining different perspectives, and just working as a team to navigate the changing demands of education that we're all going to be facing very soon.
Okay, John?
No, just thank you for the last 6 years for being able to have a voice for the community with the school district, and you know, I'd love to have another 3 years to continue the work that we're doing. You know, transitioning into a new superintendent, a lot of good things going on. So I'm excited for the future and the possibility of serving you guys for another 3 years. So thank you.
Okay, Alicia?
I will just second that. It has been a lot. I've said it is a sacrifice to serve, but I am very excited to hopefully serve again. This is something that my family and I have talked about it, and I'm all in. So hopefully I get to do that again for 3 years.
And Colleen?
Yes, I mean, I would appreciate the opportunity to serve. I enjoy working in collaboration. It's something that I really love to do in my current work and field, and I would really just appreciate and be grateful for that opportunity to serve in this capacity for the district. So
Okay,
thank you.
thank you. That's all that we have time for this evening. I wish you all good luck. And I will now turn the floor back over to our board president, Kathy Dillon.
This concludes our candidate forum. Thank you all for attending tonight, and we will now move to the boardroom for our business meeting. Thank you, and good luck, everyone.
Thank you.